Fellow students, in our previous class, we started the chapter My Childhood from the English reader Beehive by APJ Abdul Kalam. We read that Abdul Kalam was born in Rameshwaram, and he also says that he had a very secure childhood. That means he had good food, clothes, and medical facilities. His father did not receive much formal education. Neither he was very wealthy, but even though he was generous and kind, he had a very good helpmate, a very good companion in form of his mother. Kalam also says that he, along with his other brothers and sisters, inherited honesty and self-discipline from father. From mother, they inherited faith in goodness and kindness. Kalam, in his childhood days, had three best friends: Ramanand Shastri, Arvindam, and Shiv Prakashan. And all these three friends of Kalam belong to Brahmin family. Kalam says that during his childhood days, he didn't find any discrimination on the basis of caste and religion. Even though his friends and his upbringing was different, their clothing was different, culture was different, but he didn't face any discrimination. When Ramanand Shastri grew up, he took the priesthood of Rameshwaram temple in place of his father. Arvindam went into, started arranging transport for the pilgrims and the tourists who came to Rameshwaram. And Shiv Prakashan went into the catering business in southern areas. So let's continue our chapter. During the annual Shri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of Lord Rama and idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site. Now, what is Rama Kalyana? You can see Rama Kalyana means a marriage festival. Means a marriage festival in South India. Marriage is known as Kalyana. It is Kalyana is a marriage festival, and in South India, marriage is known as Kalyana. So when this Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony was held, Kalam's family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying the idol of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site. The idol of Lord was carried in a boat to the particular place where the marriage was to be held. The boat was arranged by Kalam's family. Situated in the middle of the pond called Rama Tirtha. The marriage site was situated in the middle of the pond, and that place was known as Rama Tirtha, which was near our house. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of the Prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. So in those days, mothers and grandmothers used to narrate the stories of Rama and prophets. That means it was the bedtime stories. We also, when I was also a small child, my mother, my grandmother, she used to narrate me. She used to tell me the stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata and other folk tales. So he says that since the beginning of the childhood, the child was told about their cultures, about their God. And it used to be their bedtime stories. Grandmother and mother would tell the children in our family. One day when I was in the 5th standard, at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. So here, Abdul Kalam is going to mention a very important incident that happened during his school time, in his childhood. When he was in class 5, in Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to their class. I used to wear cap, which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in front row next to Ramanand Sastri. Kalam says that he used to wear the particular cap, net cap, and it marked that he was a Muslim. Any person we see wearing that net cap, we can identify that he is a Muslim. And he used to sit at the front seat with Ramanand Sastri. They shared the seat, Ramanand Sastri and Abdul Kalam, who were a sacred thread. Sacred means pavitra, the thread, the janev. He was a Brahmin, he belonged to a Brahmin family, Ramanand Sastri. So he used to wear that janev, that sacred thread in our religion, in Hindu. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. Could not stomach, could not tolerate, could not bear. That means when the teacher saw that he could identify Kalam with his cap that he was a Muslim boy, and Ramanand Sastri wearing that sacred thread, he could not stomach that a Brahmin's son was sitting with a Muslim boy. He could not stomach, he could not tolerate, he could not bear. He wanted to create religious discrimination there. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit at the banquet. In accordance with the social ranking, that means in Rameshwaram, Brahmins were regarded as the highest. They were given the topmost posts everywhere. So according to the social ranking, the teacher asked Kalam to go and sit at the back bench, last seat. I felt very sad. Kalam had experienced such type of incident or experience. He had this experience for the first time. He felt very sad because he used to sit with Ramanand Sastri, his best friend. He was separated there. He felt very bad when he was asked to go and sit at the last bench. And so did Ramanand Sastri. Even Ramanand Sastri was also very sad when he parted from Kalam. They both were equally sad. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. And when Kalam took his bag, and when he went to the last bench, he looked downcast, he looked very sad. He was not happy when Kalam went and sat at the last bench. As I shifted my seat in the last row, the image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. Kalam could see that when he got seated at the last bench as instructed by the teacher, he could see that his best friend Ramanand Sastri was weeping. That means he could understand his feelings. He could understand his feelings. And that crying of Ramanand Sastri had a very lasting impression on him. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. As soon as the The students, when they went home, they told the incident that had happened in the class to their parents, how the teacher had separated Kalam and asked him to go and sit at the last bench because he was a Muslim. Lakshmana Shastri summoned the teacher. Summoned, that means call. He immediately ordered the teacher to come to his house. And in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. When the teacher came to Ramana Shastri's house, the students Kalam, Shiv Prakashan, Aravindan and Ramana Shastri, all of them were present there. Other parents might have also been there. And in their presence, Lakshmana Shastri instructed or warned the teacher that he should not spread poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. He was strictly instructed and warned that he was a teacher. It was not his job to create social differences, communal differences, religious differences in the minds of innocent children. They are innocent. They don't know about caste and religion. The teacher should not put in their mind the inequalities of social differences, religious differences, communal differences, intolerance. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the idol. Lakshmana Shastri, bluntly, speaking in a direct and honest way, he told him directly, either he should apologize to the children or he should leave the school and the island immediately. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strange sense of conviction Lakshmana Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. So, the teacher regretted his behavior when he saw the views of the parents. That there was no discrimination on the basis of caste and religion. He regretted his behavior towards Kalam in the class. He apologized, and also he was reformed, he was transformed. But the strange sense of conviction, that when he saw that the parents were did not believe in religious differences or communal intolerance, Lakshmana Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed him. So where Lakshmana Shastri conveyed to him his opinion, the teacher understood that he should not create differences between the young minds, innocent children. And he was reformed, he was transformed. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of segregation of different social groups. So on the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very segregation. Segregation means what? Separation. Different castes were there, religions were there. It was very rigid. However, my science teacher, Siva Subramaniam Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with very conservative means what? Traditional. Conservative wife, was something of a rebel in opposition. So his science teacher, Siva Subramaniam Iyer, was from an orthodox Brahmin family. But even though he tried his level best to end the discrimination of social inequality, that means caste and religion. But his wife was very conservative, that means very traditional, and was something of a rebel, that means opposition. He did his best to break the social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. The teacher Siva Subramaniam Iyer wanted to break all the social barriers. Poonch, Neech, Jaat, Paat, all those social barriers he wanted to bring it to an end. He put his best effort. He tried his level best so that people could mingle with each other. People could live peacefully with each other. There should be no discrimination. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on the par with the highly educated people of the big cities. So he used to tell him, the teacher, Siva Subramaniam Iyer, he used to spend time with Kalam and used to tell him that he wanted Kalam to develop. Wanted Kalam to develop, that he wanted him to get success, he wanted him to achieve good education, knowledge, and so that you are on the par with the highly educated people of big cities. So what do you mean by par? At the same level. That means he wanted Kalam to achieve such education which will take him to the highly educated people of the city. That means he will be able to equal that level. So that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. He should receive such education, good education, knowledge, so that one day he would become par. He should equal the level of the highly educated cities in highly educated people of different cities. One day he invited me to his house for meal. One day Kalam was invited by his teacher Siva Subramaniam Iyer at his home for meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. When his wife, Subramaniam's wife, came to know that a Muslim boy was coming to dine there, and the kitchen, which was ritually pure, she was shocked. She refused to serve me in her kitchen, and she refused to serve Kalam in her kitchen because it was very pure, and Kalam was a Muslim. She did not want any Muslim boy to go into the kitchen and have food. Siva Subramania Iyer was not perturbed. Means परेशान नहीं हुए. When his wife refused to serve Kalam, he was not perturbed. वो परेशान नहीं हुए. Nor did he get angry with his wife. Neither he got angry with his wife. He was not disturbed, nor he was angry with his wife for not allowing Kalam to have meal in the kitchen, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. So the teacher served Kalam with his own hand, and he also ate his supper with Kalam. Both of them had their meals together, and Kalam was served by his teacher. His wife washed us from behind the kitchen door. His wife, the teacher's wife, was watching them having their meal from back of the kitchen door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal. And Kalam was thinking. He could see that the teacher's wife was watching him having his meal. And Kalam was thinking that if she might have found any difference, the way he was eating his food, the way he was drinking water, or the way he cleared the floor after having his meal. When I was leaving his house, Shiva Subramaniam Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again next weekend. So when after meal, Kalam was leaving, his teacher, science teacher Shiva Subramaniam Iyer, invited Kalam to have meal on the next weekend. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset. And when the teacher could make out, could feel that Kalam was hesitating to accept the invitation because he had seen that how his wife has refused to serve him in the kitchen or serve him by her own hand. But the teacher, after seeing his hesitation, told him, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. He told little Kalam that when he would try to change the system which is prevailing in the society, such problem, difficulties will be confronted by him if he is trying to break the barriers of the society. Such problems will arise in front of him. When I visited his house the next week, Shiva Subramania Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hand. And next time, on the next weekend, when Kalam went to his teacher's house, he was shocked, he was surprised that the teacher's wife herself received him and took him into the kitchen and served him with her own hand. Then, the second word, that means we can say that the teacher was able to transform his wife, change her mindset, transform her. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. So the Second World War ended and India's freedom was imminent. Imminent, that means about to happen. Imminent what? India will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. Gandhiji declared that India was going to build its own India. That means India was going to build, that is the people of India now build their own India. Their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with unprecedented optimism. What do you mean unprecedented? That means never done or no before. That means when our country was under the British, did not know the taste of freedom. Did not know whether one day they will be able to enjoy their own life, whether they will be able to make their own decisions, whether they will be able to form their own government. They had never felt before. Unprecedented. Never done or known before. I asked my father's permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. So, when India Second World War came to an end, India got freedom. Gandhiji announced that all the Indians together will make a new India. And the Indians, they could not believe because they had never expected that one day they will be free, they will be able to breathe in the open air, the country will be their own, they will be able to make their choices, they will be able to do whatever they want, they will be able to express their thoughts. One day, Kalam asked his father's permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. So, when Kalam for higher studies he wanted to go to Ramanathapuram, the district headquarters in Rameshwaram. So when he asked his father permission, so Kalam asked his father to allow him to go to Ramanathapuram, which was the district headquarters for higher studies. District headquarters for higher studies. His father told him that he knew he told me, as if thinking, Abdul, I know you have to go away. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? So, when he told him that he wanted to go to Ramanathapuram, the district headquarters of Rameshwaram for higher studies, his father told him that. He knew that Kalam needed to go away so that he could move ahead in life. He gave the example of a seagull which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. It keeps on flying from one place to another. So Kalam's father said that he knew that he should go away from them. He should go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies to grow. That means when you are with your parents, you are unaware of the, you can say, the harsh behavior of the society. But once you go for higher studies, when you leave your parents, you experience the harsh realities of life. The selfish people, the hardships of life. When you are with your parents, you are safe, you are protected. But once you leave your house, you have rare experiences. It can be both happiness and sad also. He quoted Khalil Gibran's "To My Hesitant Mother." He quoted Khalil Gibran's "To My Hesitant Mother." Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself. So when Kalam's mother came to know that he was about to leave home and wanted to go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies, she was upset. Kalam's father tried to calm her, tried to make her understand, tried to calm her down, tried to make her understand by quoting the lines of Khalil Gibran, the poem of Khalil Gibran's, the lines of Khalil Gibran's poem, Your Children. He said that your children are not yours. They are the children of life. Don't think that you can rule your children or you can dominate your children. Don't think that you can rule or dominate your children. They are the result of life's desire or life itself. That means Kalam's father wanted to allow his son to go to Ramanathapuram, to enjoy his life, to get higher education, so that he can succeed in life, to have experiences of life. He didn't want to put his thoughts on him, but wanted to make him free, so that he can enjoy, so that he can grow, so that he can move forward in life. They have their own thoughts, he explained to his mother. He asked her to give him freedom to fulfill his thoughts, to fulfill his desires, aspirations, whatever he desires to fulfill, the aims that he has in his life. He asked his mother not to be sad, not to be depressed, but with a happy face, with a smile, she should give him permission to go ahead and move in life. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself. They come through you but not from you. They come through you but not from you. That means you cannot dominate your children. You cannot pressurize them by your thoughts or your desires. Let them be free. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. So the children should be allowed to enjoy, should be given a chance to fulfill their desires, to understand the world. Okay, thank you.